Many of you know I have an older son named Kerrion Franklin. In May, he'll be 33. For many years, we have had a toxic relationship with him as a family. We've tried for many years through counseling, through therapy, to try to rectify this private family matter. Recently, my son and I had an argument that he chose to record. I felt extremely disrespected in that conversation, and I lost my temper. And I said words that are not appropriate. And I'm sincerely sorry to all of you. I sincerely apologize. I want you to know as a father that during that conversation, I called the family therapist and got that therapist on the phone to try to help. He never played that part of the recording. I'm not perfect. I'm human and I'm going to make mistakes and I'm trying to get it right. Please keep me and my family in your prayers.
What's going on, guys? I'm Jaye the Black. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. Make sure you like this video and share it, of course. And if you're new, subscribe to this channel and click notification bell. I'm going to have to say this at the beginning of the videos, but I want to talk about Kirk Franklin and why I feel like he is really he's really down bad in this situation. This guy just can't win in this situation. His son, Kerrion Franklin, I believe it's his eldest son, went to Instagram to post a video of his father, Kirk, basically cursing him out. Now, of course, I can't play the video here, so I'll just link y'all to that. But I'm also going to be reading from the griot, so the video will probably be there. The reason why I'm reading from the griot, because I'm not too familiar with the back and forth. I've heard things said about Kirk Franklin by his son Kerrion, but not too in depth. So I'm going to be looking at this article, but I wanted to say this first. Kirk Franklin has since apologized to his son, right? And we all know that relationships between black sons and black fathers have not only been portrayed the best, but I feel like it has declined, right? A lot of these young melanated males don't have father figures. They really don't. And a lot of times because they come from single parent households, right? They come from a situation where that man did not want that child. So he's not going to be there, right? Or you have a situation where the mother will keep the child away from his son. You know, keep the child away from his father, right? In this situation, you have Kirk, whose son Kerrion was basically pushed away from the family. And that was on the decision of Kirk. Now, these two are grown men, so you would think at some point they will be able to talk to each other. But when you listen to the video, and again, he only put up a portion of it, and the portion that really made Kirk look bad. Now, you have people kind of making fun of it on Twitter, but when you look at Kirk Franklin's mentions on the apology video, people were excoriating him, saying that he was wrong. See, this is why you don't apologize. If you felt like your son, who's a grown man, was out of pocket, the one thing that you do not do is apologize. Because now, when you look at his comment section, his comment thread, they're going in on him. Okay, it went from people making fun of it, saying that he became Plies, the rapper Plies, to people are talking down to him. How dare you talk to your adult son like this? And again, I don't think that fathers should say what Kirk said to his son, but we don't know how that relationship is. We don't. We're judging Kirk Franklin off of this particular audio instead of understanding that they've had back and forths. And as Kirk said in his apology video, he's human. He makes mistakes. But I think that Kirk also should not have pushed his son away unless his son did something extremely egregious. But Kirk isn't saying anything. See, when you don't say anything, you try to keep everything in house. Sooner or later, It's gonna come out and it's gonna make you look bad. That's why Kirk Franklin did the apology. He did the apology because his son is putting everything out there and he hadn't said anything up to that point. So he felt the need to apologize to sort of say, hey, wait a minute, let me do something. You know, I can't allow my son to be saying these things. Like a couple years ago, you know, his son Kerrion mentioned how Kirk wanted to do away with him. He wanted to get rid of him and was hiding from him, right? Just making these claims, but you never. Now, some of you may know more about this than me, but I'm going off of what I have read up already, right? Looking at the apology video, looking at the video with Kirk going in on him, and it's sad. It really is. It really is sad that you have somebody who's a man of the cloth like Kirk Franklin is. And I tell y'all, there's no difference between modern Christians and everyday people. None. You know, Kirk is somebody who's always blurred the lines, right, between devoutly religious man and you're just your average everyday N-word, right? Now, according to the Griot, it says Kirk Franklin's son Kerrion released audio on social media which allegedly revealed threatening words from father to son. And this is what Kerrion said in the post where he put up the video. This is why I'm done. No father should speak to their children like this. If I have any issues, it's because of the type of treatment that I deal with behind closed doors. The 32-year-old shared on Instagram, upload on Saturday. All right. And that's what went viral. The argument was not a thing of the past. Hanging up in my face, no apology, no compassion, no effort. Stop telling me to go home to my family. I don't even know where they live. I don't think I'll ever trust my father to be alone around him ever again. I didn't want to do this. I probably won't release the entire recording because it's too embarrassing that I'm even dealing with this. No matter what people think, I pray my dad deals with his deep hatred towards me. I don't feel safe around him at all. This recording is recent. It is not from 2018, just to clarify, because that's when he made the claims that his father wanted to get rid of him, right? I'm going to learn from these experiences, live my life in peace, and make beautiful art, he continued. Well, that's what I think he should do. If your father doesn't want to make things right with you, you need to move on. I think Kerrion needs to move on. If Kurt has made his decision that he doesn't want to be around you, he doesn't want you around his other children in his life, then I think that you need to make sure that you go and you live in peace. Because going back and forth with your father publicly, there's no reason for it. If your father doesn't want to be in your life, you need to turn that page, because this is only going to get worse. That's why I think it's better that you just let things go and just move on. Because going back and forth with him, it's not something that you should waste your energy on. You need to focus your energy on your career and what you're trying to achieve. If he doesn't want to be in your life, if he doesn't want you around, him and the family, then you know what? Oh, well. You feel like you're an amazing person. That's his loss. You use it as motivation. You choose to go in a direction that better suits you. That's going to make you happy, because you are the only person that can make yourself happy. Nobody else can make you happy. And I know that you look at your father and you look at his image and how people see him and it bothers you. But you have to understand that sometimes, you know what? You have to let people go. You have to let people see a certain person's side for themselves. You say that your father has a deep hatred towards you, then stay away from your father. I could see if it was a situation where he's calling you up, trying to get in touch with you, and you feel like you have to speak to him because he want to speak to you, and you don't feel the need to be around him, but I still think that he wants to be around his family. I still do. I still think he wants to be a part of it, but he feels like Kirk is the problem. He feels like Kirk is the problem. And that's the dynamic, I think, in a lot of father-son relationships with sons and fathers, especially in our society. They don't have any sort of love for each other. They don't have any respect towards each other. They have disdain and hatred towards each other. And that's sad, but that's just a society that we are in. We're in a society where we cannot get along as men, especially when you have two adults. You know, his son is what, 32, 33? This is a lot of anger and bitterness to be holding on to with each other, because trust me, it ain't just Kirk. I think Kerrion feels some type of way too, or he wouldn't have put this video out. Kirk apologized because he wants his image to be seen a certain way, and he feels like this would bother it in a sense, and he does not want that to happen. But even still, there were people in the comment section going at him, and of course it was women, because women love to go at who they think is a deadbeat dad, right? Do I agree with the way he talked to his son? No, but his son is an adult, and we don't know what that full conversation was. We just heard Kirk Franklin's part. We heard his version, but we didn't hear what Kerrion told him. I just think that these two, the best thing for both of them is to not be around each other whatsoever, just to move on from each other. There's really no need to be going back and forth. Who does that benefit? Going back and forth with each other, who does that benefit? You need to work on yourself and moving forward, building your own family and building a foundation for yourself. And this is coming from somebody that's looking at this from the outside in. I'm looking at this from the outside in. I have no dog in the fight, but sometimes you have to look at what's going on and say to yourself, is it really worth it? Is it really worth wasting your energy on? You're wasting your energy in the wrong direction, when you should be focusing your energy on building yourself up, building your own family, your own legacy, instead of trying to find love where you feel like there is no love.